Hi again, Luann here. I want to let you know how you can use the supplies at retail value line item to include your mechanics, such as ribbon, tape, chicken wire, or anything else you use in a design that you do not want to create an item for. I want to give you the difference between creating items for supplies and using this line item option, and some ideas of when each application may work best so that you can decide how you want to handle it for your business. Let's start out by entering into an event that I've already created. This is a wedding example, and we're going to go ahead and start on the ceremony page. I've got a couple of arrangements here that I've already created some recipes for, and we're going to take a look at this first one. We have a deconstructed arch that's 3,500. And you'll see I've got all my flowers listed down the side with my recipe. One of the items is a deconstructed arch that is two pieces. This is an item that I rent from a company called Mancino Iron Rentals, and I've created it as an item because I want to make sure that it's included in my recipe at my secondary markup. In addition to this arch, I need some chicken wire and moss, and I want that included in my price, but I don't necessarily want to create items that are called chicken wire and moss. I want to be a little more descriptive, and I want to be specific with these mechanics and how I want my team to build them. So that is where this beautiful supplies at retail value line item comes in. When I look at my design, I can see that I have a difference of $103, which is great because at retail, I think these supplies, my chicken wire and moss that I'm going to attach my flowers to this arch with, are going to cost me about $40 at wholesale. And I want to put this price in at the retail value. So I mark up my mechanics two times. And so I'm going to put an $80 amount into the supplies at retail value. You'll see that now my difference is only $23.85. Now, in order to communicate with my team that I need them to pull some chicken wire, roll it up into some logs, and add some wet moss to it, I'm going to use my notes section. I'm going to go ahead and go into my event details, and I'm going to say Arch supplies $80. And then I'm going to list that I need 3 6-foot chicken wire logs filled with wet moss. And when my team sees that and they start preparing, packing, and gathering all the items for that wedding, they will know what the arch supplies are. And they will know that they need to get those prepped for the event. So let's look at the next example. The back of the aisle. We have two arrangements at 500 each for the back of the aisle for this wedding. And this is going to be where the guests walk in behind the rows of chairs. We're going to have two large white urns that we have allocated here in our recipe. We have one in each design, and we're going to have two total for this wedding. So you can see that I've already allocated that and it's in my recipe. This item is listed at a cost of $10. And in that cost, I'm using my secondary markup, which is two times. I'm charging the client $20 for this. So typically I have chicken wire, that I reuse over and over again. And my designers know that every urn needs a bucket and chicken wire in it so that we can just design in water, and so I don't feel I need any supplies at retail value for this. It's already kind of included in this item that I created that is a hard goods item. So that's really up to me. Some designs are going to require some rental items and some supplies at retail value, and others are going to only require one or the other. So, for example, let's look at our third recipe here. This is our welcome sign, and it's going to be a beautiful acrylic base with a large sign coming out of it, and we're doing a $750 arrangement around the base of this. Now, I do not need any big urns or any big arches for this recipe. What I want to do is use a few trays that I have in stock at my flower shop all the time. I use them for a lot of ground arrangements. And so it's something that I know I have, and I am just going to go ahead and include that in my supplies at retail value with, again, some wet moss and chicken wire. And I'm going to go ahead and tape that in. So I'm going to put that I need to spend $40 at retail value on these items. So now you'll see my difference has gone down from 49.75 to only 9.75. And I am going to go ahead and add, for the sake of time, I went ahead and typed it out already, that for my welcome sign, I am going to use 3 large chicken wire wrapped plastic trays with moss. So I might need to be more specific. If I have a team who's working on this, I might need to say the 3-foot trays. And I might need to say the black trays. Um, that way they know I don't need the green trays that are only 1 foot. I need the 3-foot black trays. And that way, when I put that in and it's at the bottom of my page, my team can see exactly what I need that's in this supplies item. For a bouquet, for example, we might want to say that this bride needs $10 worth of supplies because we are going to use chicken wire, um, tape, uh, pins, and ribbon. And I don't necessarily want to create those items here as recipe items. I just want to include the cost of that. And then down here, I can say in my notes, ribbon, tape, rubber bands. These are the things that I use to build my recipe and that I need to make that bouquet. So if I have an assistant, they can gather all those things when they gather all the flowers. And when I come in, I can design everything. So the supplies at retail value line item is made specifically for when you have an installation, a design that you want to go ahead and add some supplies that are not recipe items. So in this ceiling installation, I need $250 worth of supplies. I might note that I'm going to use a zip line grid, or I'm hiring the lighting company to go ahead and build a grid for me, and that is going to be what I'm charging the customer at retail value. So if y'all have any questions about this, let me know. This is where you can put all of your mechanics and any supplies or things that you want to put in that are not a recipe item. So you could put a vase in here. If you're going to do a bud vase wall and you need, 10 little bud vases, you can just put the price here at retail, and then in your notes section, you could say what that supply retail value line item is for. So then when you go to export, you're going to go ahead and click on export, and you're going to include your notes. You want to check on that, and then your notes will be included in the export, and you and your team, everyone that's working on this event, can see what you've allocated for those supplies at retail value. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm here to help. If you're struggling or you're not sure about something, please don't be shy. Shoot me an email.